Oh my God, an insane goal! I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen!
Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of our podcast series. पहली एपिसोड में हमने रियल मैड्रिड का सीजन अब तक डिस्कस किया था और अब हम ज़्यादा एक्साइटमेंट आ रही है. एक्साइटमेंट की वजह ये है कि अब एक्चुअली फुटबॉल स्टार्ट हो रही है. तो लास्ट टाइम वी वर जस्ट होपिंग कि टाइमली स्टार्ट हो जाए, बट दिस टाइम वी फाइनली हैव स्केड्यूल्स. हमें पता है कि कौन सी लीग कब स्टार्ट हो रही है और एवरीवन इज़ वेरी एक्साइटेड. कल एक बल्कि ट्रायल मैच था मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड का, वो कैंसिल हो गया क्योंकि उनकी ओपोनेंट टीम का जो कोच थे उनको कोविड पॉजिटिव आ गया. So there are minor hiccups now and then, but अभी प्लान यही है कि फुटबॉल को रीस्टार्ट किया जाए. तो I would like to welcome शाहरुख again to the show.
Hi Amal, how are you?
I am good और आप मुझे बहुत खुश लग रही हैं फुटबॉल की वापसी से.
I'm super excited, yeah. Just 2 more days and we start off with a very big game. So yeah, I can't wait for the restart. It's been so long. मतलब usually ये होता है कि season खत्म होता है, you have the transfer window और कभी यूरोपियन चैंपियनशिप होती है, कभी वर्ल्ड कप होता है. So by the time next season comes around, you have some football going on at least.
I remember
2-3 महीने इतनी मुश्किलों से, so I'm super excited.
I remember मार्च में जब ये कोविड काफी हो गया था और उस टाइम बातें शुरू हुई थी, तो मैंने कहा था सबसे बड़ा लॉस तो यूरो का हो गया है क्योंकि आप इतना इंतजार करते हैं और 4 साल बाद अब यूरो आया था और अब वो फिर पोस्टपोन हो गया. सो समर वुड हैव बीन बिजी इवन विदाउट रेगुलर फुटबॉल क्योंकि यूरो था, लेकिन नहीं है.
Very competitive European Championship as well because 4-5 अच्छी टीमें थी इस साल. Let's see.
फ्रांस का भी एक अच्छा टेस्ट हो सकता था, बट लेट्स सी क्योंकि नेक्स्ट ईयर भी उसको यूरो 2020 ही कह रहे हैं. दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज द नेम, so that will be interesting. But coming back to football, La Liga start हो रही है, प्रीमियर लीग स्टार्ट हो रही है, इटालियन लीग के भी आसार अच्छे नजर आ रहे हैं, जर्मन लीग इज ऑलरेडी जो है वो स्टार्ट हो चुकी है. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद ला लीगा. सबसे पहले जो है अब हमारे डिफरेंट मैचेस हैं. मैड्रिड पे हम बाद में आएंगे, बट व्हाट डू यू थिंक, कौन से 2 मैचेस हैं जो बहुत 2-3 मैचेस आपको इंपॉर्टेंट लग रहे हैं?
Betis were also on a high in March before the abrupt break because of COVID-19. Obviously, आपको याद होगा आखिरी मैच बेटिस का हमारे खिलाफ ही था.
मैं वही कहने लगा था कि इतनी अच्छी मेमोरी, फॉन्ड मेमोरी नहीं है मेरी उस मैच की.
फॉन्ड मेमोरीज बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. And in the previous game, derby, Sevilla, Betis की जो derby थी, Sevilla won that game 2-1 away from home. Ocampos और De Jong जिसकी मैंने बात की, दोनों ने गोल्स किए थे उस साल. But obviously, जब derby होती है तो form book goes out of the window. There's no such thing as form, and especially given the circumstances, you have no such thing as current form either. So और भी बड़े dynamics हैं इसमें, जो conditions अब डाल दी हैं 5 substitutes की. That allows all coaches a bit more wiggle room for tactical tweaking as well. So they have to decide how to manage their squads. फिर आपके matches back to back काफी ज़्यादा हैं. 6 हफ्ते में पूरे 11-12 games खत्म करनी है. So it'll be an interesting tactical experience and test for all the managers as well. So एक ये game है Sevilla Betis की. उसके अलावा Atletico Bilbao और Atletico Madrid will be a very interesting game. Bilbao are in 10th place and Atletico surprisingly are in 6th position right now. They're just 1 point behind Sociedad and also behind Getafe, who have been the surprise package of this season, and they're tied on points with Sociedad. So Atletico के लिए बहुत important है जीतना. They want to get into the Champions League spot. So these 2 games I think are 2 exciting games for this match day.
बिल्कुल, अभी आगे इस पे बात भी करेंगे. गेटाफे से तो हमारा भी मैच रहता है, दे रियली पुश अस समटाइम्स, तो वो भी एक टफ चैलेंज हमारे लिए भी साबित होगा. बट इसी पॉइंट की अगर हम बात करें, इस तरह बात करते हैं कि प्लेयर्स अब वापस आ रहे हैं 2-3 महीने के गैप के बाद, और जो इंजरीज का भी डर है कि ये भी हो सकता है कि जब वापस आएंगे तो रस्टीनेस होगी, मसल स्ट्रेच बड़ी अरसे बाद हो रहे हैं. जितना मर्जी आप घर पे वर्कआउट कर रहे थे, लेकिन बहरहाल वो इंटेंसिटी नहीं थी. सो आई थिंक सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज इन सारी टीम्स के लिए इंक्लूडिंग मैड्रिड शायद यही होगा कि कौन कितनी जल्दी क्लिक करता है और कौन कितनी जल्दी. मे बी शायद दोनों उस लेवल का ना खेल सके, लेकिन जिसने थोड़ा सा बेहतर परफॉर्म किया या एक्सप्लॉइट किया दूसरे को, सो दे माइट बी एबल टू टेक एडवांटेज. सो वी माइट सी सम सरप्राइजेस इन दीज मैचेस, क्योंकि एक टीम में भी रस्सी थी थोड़ी और दूसरी टीम ने उस सिचुएशन का बेहतर फायदा उठाया.
True, I agree. Injuries का भी बहुत डर हो सकता है because of rustiness, lack of match fitness, especially हमारी तो इतनी poor luck रही है with injuries over the past 2-3 years. So we have to be extra careful. But again, like I discussed, like we discussed last week as well, for big teams like Madrid and Barcelona and their players and their budgets, these players they can create sort of environment at their homes as well. जहाँ पे एक मतलब obviously match के level के environment नहीं हो सकता, but they have the facility to keep themselves fit. अब मैं पढ़ रहा था बल्कि Gareth Bale and Sergio Ramos are probably in the physical form of their life, and you wouldn't expect players from Eibar or Leganés or Mallorca to have the same sort of chances or same facilities कि वो अपनी upkeep उसना रख सकें. So definitely advantage भी है, disadvantage भी है, थोड़े से balance out भी होता है. Then again, 5 substitutes, so that option is also something that works in favor of the big teams. So I really don't think we should have any excuses.
नहीं, ये बड़ा important point है क्योंकि मैं ये भी सोच रहा था कि आपके 5 subs हैं. So with 5 subs, अगर आपकी जो relatively smaller teams हैं उनके लिए वहाँ पे उतनी depth नहीं होती. मैड्रिड के अगर आप 5 स्टेप सोचें तो वो भी अच्छे खासे क्वालिटी के प्लेयर्स हैं. आपका मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली बेल विल बी स्टार्टिंग एज अ सब. सो इफ यू हैव बेल एज अ सब्स्टिट्यूट प्लेयर और आपके पास 5 ऑप्शंस हैं तो दैट मींस यू कैन एक्चुअली रिप्लेस हाफ ऑफ योर टीम ऑलमोस्ट, एंड दैट कैन लिटरली चेंज द गेम.
Absolutely. And I think for a team like Madrid, we've got so many options on the wings now. अभी मतलब हम starting lineup discuss कर लेंगे, but you have Hazard, Asensio, Bale, Vinicius, Rodrigo. Lucas Vazquez. So many options. So मतलब there's really no excuse for us not to do well.
But still I think it would be a great challenge के rustiness होगी, but we still have a lot of things in our favor. So it should be a sharp and a quick start क्योंकि और की गुंजाइश नहीं है हमारे पास. We are already catching up.
Behind Barcelona की भी 2 आसान games हैं जो मैं देख रहा था. They're away against Mallorca in this first match back from the COVID break. Mallorca are languishing in 18th position. They're just a point behind Vigo. And उसके बाद अगले match day पे they're hosting Leganés. Leganés खुद एक relegation battle में involved हैं. They're in 19th position. So Barca को 2 काफी आसान games हैं अभी उनके लिए start में. We've got a couple of tricky games, but let's see. Let's hope.
इसमें फिर एक चीज पॉजिटिव भी जा सकती है क्योंकि they are fighting for their relegation. So maybe they'll be putting in a lot more effort and they'll be much more sharper as well, or they might be able to pull a surprise and help us as well.
That's also true. और they can ये भी तरीका एक हो सकते हैं वो कि जी अपने मेन प्लेयर्स को रेस्ट कराएं और फिर अगली मिडवीक गेम के लिए जो है उनको पंप अप, because they'll have a better chance of getting points from other teams other than against Barcelona. So it really depends on how psychologically and tactically the coaches decide to go into these games. So
I think start में initially तो I think everyone would like to go with their maximum strength to leave an impression, और एक positive आपका start होगा, आपका एक अच्छा start होगा. So obviously the team morale will be high and you will be under less pressure कि आप experiment अगर करना चाहते हैं तो then you can go towards that side, resting वगैरह की. But इससे पहले हम मैड्रिड की साइड में मूव करें. एक और क्वेश्चन जो कि बार्सिलोना के सिनेरियो में बहुत ज़्यादा फिट आता है वो ये है कि 11 उनके खेल रहे होते हैं फील्ड के ऊपर और कोई 90,000 उनके बाहर बैठ के खेल रहे होते हैं जो कि chaos क्रिएट कर रहे होते हैं, जज्बा क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, दूसरी टीम्स के लिए मसला क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. So they'll be without their 12th player as well. Without.
Yeah. Big impact. Absolutely, no doubt. Like I mentioned, शुरू में Sevilla के लिए भी बड़ा important होगा because they take a lot of courage and get a lot of backing from their fans as well, encouragement from their fans, and the same goes for Barcelona as well. Barcelona derives a lot of momentum from their fans. So obviously, not having that home support would impact these teams. And a team like Madrid, it could actually help, because हमारे fans बहुत fickle हैं. We were known to be very demanding fans, and especially for players like Gareth Bale and Vinicius, जो बहुत under pressure आ जाते हैं fans की वजह से. So they could feel relieved, they could feel freed up from not having that pressure of the fans booing them and hissing them. So I think हमारे लिए काफी फायदा हो सकता है actually. So
काफी फायदा होगा. आई टोटली एग्री. मैड्रिड के हक में बेहतर ही जाता है क्योंकि वो जो एक आपका था फोर्ट्रेस था उसका काफी अरसे से इंप्रेशन थोड़ा खराब हो चुका है. इट्स नॉट रियली अ फोर्ट्रेस एनीमोर. काफी दब बीच हो चुका है. बट अनदर थिंग इज दैट वी आर नॉट इवन प्लेइंग एट आवर regular stadium. हम लोग अपने training ground पे खेल रहे हैं, so which is actually very excluded and separated from the media and the people and everyone.
So I don't know how that plays out. मतलब it shouldn't be a problem for our players, obviously, but it's our training ground. In fact, Madrid की Castilla का home ground है वो.
Yeah.
So the players should be very familiar with the dimensions of that place. So I mean, you know,
maybe the other teams aren't. Maybe दूसरी teams नहीं है, so ये भी एक फायदा हो सकता है आपको.
Exactly.
So. Yeah. नहीं, looking forward to it. So let's move. हमारे जो 2 मैचेस हैं उनमें पहला मैच एबार के साथ है हमारा, जो कि एक आसान मैच होना चाहिए. What do you think?
On paper. Yes.
On paper.
Absolutely.
On paper होने चाहिए. और एक और चीज हमारे फेवर में जाती है कि आज तक I think we have lost just once to them in our entire La Liga history at least.
Yes. And that was in November 2018, if I remember correctly. Solari had taken over after Lopetegui was dismissed. और सोलारी के 3-4 मैचेस हमने अच्छे खेले थे, but quite a shocking loss. But उसके अलावा you're right, we won 4 of the last 5 games, and in fact the last away game जो हमारी थी November में, it was probably one of our best performances of the season. It's our biggest away win, 4-0, and but I was really impressed by how we played on that night. We will discuss that in a bit more detail. But अगर हम आइबार को पहले देख लें, आइबार currently are 16th in the table. We've got 11 wins, 14 losses, and they're just 2 points above the relegation zone. So they're battling to stay in La Liga, and they will obviously be everything, like you said. So a couple of players that Madrid will have to watch out for. एक Fabian Oriello है, उनके जो right winger हैं. He's their best player. He's got 7 goals, 6 assists. Charles, their Brazilian forward, is another one who can be a problem for the defense. He's got 5 goals. Pedro Leon, a former Madrid player, agar aapko yaad ho, he's also on their books. So they've got a decent team, a tough team. They're tenacious. So they'll give Madrid a very difficult time because they're battling to avoid relegation. But at the same time, they've got the 4th worst defense in the league in terms of goals conceded. So really, this is a game that Madrid should be able to win relatively easily. I really don't see any reason not to.
They are also a very aggressive team, उनकी approach, and I think that leaves behind a lot of spaces जिसको फिर हमने अच्छी तरह exploit किया था in our last match.
Exactly, yes. And their recent form hasn't been that great either. They've lost 4 of the last 5 games. They were hammered 5-0 by Barcelona. But having said that, हमारी अपनी recent form जो है वो काफी खराब रही है. Last 2 away games we lost against Betis and Levante. Drew against Celta at home. So we've only picked up 4 points in the last 4 games, and that's what the reason why we're not leading the table.
And I think बात वहीं से start होती है कि हमारा start कितना अच्छा हो रहा है, हम कितने जल्दी pick करते हैं pace, and the team clicks, क्योंकि there is no time to slack. और हम उसको अगर थोड़ा सा भी fall behind किए, for example 1 or 2 goal behind, तो फिर बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा comeback करना, क्योंकि then they'll hold on to their lead as well. So it's important to have a good start.
Absolutely. And if you look back in the previous game, that's exactly what we had. We had a very good start in the previous game against Eibar. We were up 3-0 within the first half an hour. Benzema opened the scoring. Then there were a couple of penalties. Ramos got a penalty, which he converted. Benzema converted one of his penalties as well. Fede Valverde scored the 4th goal. Ramos and Varane were solid at the back. They had a combined 17 clearances in that game. Modric was superb. He got the assist for Fede's goal. Lucas Vazquez was playing on the wings. He won the penalty that Benzema converted. Hazard, I think, had one of his best games. He was very nippy on the wings. He had a team high of 6 dribbles, and he won the penalty that Sergio Ramos scored from. And if you remember, this victory came in the middle of our best run of results in La Liga, because we picked up 29 points out of 36 points between those match days of 14 and 15. And it began this run of 4 consecutive wins, which obviously was ended by that away draw against Valencia. और अगर आपको याद हो तो वो एक 3 consecutive draws का फिर हमारा period गया था, where we drew against Barcelona and then against Bilbao. But Mestalla has always been a very tough ground for us to visit. And again, incidentally, our next game again is against Valencia, but this will obviously be at home. So I hope we don't slip up in the midweek game. But we'll come back to that later.
Yeah, I think it again comes back to the point consistency, जो हमने लास्ट प्रोग्राम में भी काफी बात की थी कि अगर आपकी एक अच्छी खासी कंसेक्टिव चल रही हैं विन्स और एकदम बीच में फिर आपको एक ड्रॉ आता है, so it happens, you can have a bad day, but जब it turns into another streak of bad days, तो वो फिर आपको ज्यादा हार्म करता है. We won against Barcelona. Next game we can give catch psychologically, physically you are worn out. आपने थोड़ा सा easy ले लिया है, कुछ भी रीजन हो सकता है. You can just have a bad day. दूसरी टीम में बहुत अच्छा खेला, लेकिन देन फिर आप 4 मैचेस में सिर्फ एक एल क्लासिको जीत रहे हैं, तो इवेंचुअली यू आर एंडिंग अप विद जस्ट 4 points, which is not enough to win a league.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. And that's what we'll need. I mean, players keep saying कि जी हमारे ये last 11 matches हमारे, but we keep hearing this every single year. Right? It's about putting in the effort on the ground in the match for 90 consecutive minutes. वो intensity और वो concentration जो है वो required होगी. So let's see. What sort of lineup do you think Zidane is going to go in with?
इससे पहले मैं 11 फाइनल्स की बात करूं. 11 फाइनल्स जब हम कहते हैं तो then it also means that we are catching up. If you are in the lead, then you really don't care कि कितने आपको फाइनल्स आपके हैं. You're just going to perform. So by 11 finals, that also seems like अच्छा यार, we have a lot of catching up. I think आपका जो कीपर है undisputed Porteous आपके वहाँ पर है, और बैक लाइन भी I think it's pretty much decided. Nacho injured हो गए हैं, which leaves us with some worry, क्योंकि अगर हमारे right back Carval injured हो गए, तो he was usually the person who usually filled the right back position. But Varane, Sergio Ramos, Mendy and Carval, back 4 sound, sorry.
Yes.
Back 5 sound. अब आप interesting जो हमारा center में है, Casemiro, obvious choice, he is not going to go anywhere. Cruz should be there, and I think Valverde should get a chance. I think he should be starting the season instead of Modric or Isco. Front pe we have Benzema for sure, Hazard, and I think Rodrigo should start. I think he has the pace and the energy and age on his side. So थोड़ा सा आगे जो हमें front पे balance करना है, क्योंकि Benzema is obviously in 30s now. Hazard is setting up, तो energy, passion थोड़ा आएगा. अगर वो नहीं आ रहा तो Brahim maybe would be my second choice for the right wing.
Interesting, but I don't know if Zidane would go for these two players. They've really been on the fringes of the team, of the first team throughout this entire season. अगर आपने पढ़ा हो तो अभी जो हमारी एक Zidane ने actually दोनों ही हमारी जो स्क्वाड है उसकी 2 टीम्स बना के एक प्रैक्टिस गेम कराई थी. And one of those teams he started Benzema, Hazard and Asensio in the front. So that sort of gives you an idea about what his ideal front three would look like. I'm not so sure that he would actually start with both Asensio and Hazard in this game, because Asensio especially long-term injury से वापस आ रहा है. Hazard को भी काफी frequently injuries होती रही हैं इस साल. Hazard I think will definitely start because he's been very impressive apparently in training, and he will want to make an impression in his first season. काफी underwhelming season रहा है. On the right, I'm not so sure. Maybe Bale, maybe Lucas Vazquez. Vazquez is is a favorite player of Zidane's, and he also helps in the defense. So ho sakta hai he starts with Vazquez and then looks to bring on Vinicius and Bale as impact players in the second half. Opposition will begin to tire. And I think, like you mentioned, Eibar is a very aggressive team. They press aggressively. So it will be very important for Real Madrid कि उनकी transition को quickly उनको हम break कर पाए और उनके press को pass कर सकें and get the ball into the final third very quickly. And for that we need pacey wingers. Hazard, Rodrigo, Bale, Vinicius, they've all got the pace, that can exploit, that they can exploit and cause a lot of havoc. So because Eibar plays a very, very high line, quick passing, crisp passing, you can't afford to linger on the ball for very long. And that's, if you look back on the last game, that's what we did very, very diligently. We looked to attack, down the wings, looking to break Eibar down through those channels. And a key part of the strategy was the support that Mendy also provided. Mendy made some very excellent runs on the left-hand side, and that helped to relieve pressure on Hazard and all the other players who would hover onto the left-hand side. And he'd also look to create an additional passing lane. So that served as a very effective destabilizing factor as well, and that's something that Aibar struggled to contain. दूसरी साइड के ऊपर Carvajal was more defensive minded. He was more focused in helping the build up of the play and in the defensive coverage. So bottom line is that we'll need to transition our play very quickly, and we will need to utilize the pace that we have on the wings and directly run at Aibar's defense.
I think Bale would definitely come, but probably in the second half. I don't see him starting the match. Asensio को भी शामिल ना करने की वजह ये थी कि he was coming off an injury, so I was not sure कि कितना वो ready हैं. Hazard is definitely going to start. So I mean, Bale will definitely come, and since we have like 5 players, you can actually replace the half of your team. So everyone has a chance to make an impact. But now the question is कि फिर second match में क्या change करेंगे इसमें when it comes to Valencia?
That depends on the team that you have for the first game, right? Because there will definitely be changes for the second game, there's no doubt, because हर 3-4 दिन के बाद आप खेल रहे हैं, you cannot have the same playing 11. What I think we can be very certain about is that Casemiro and Benzema will start. आपके जो front six जो है, उसमें these two are untouchables. One, there's no replacement for Casemiro in the team, in the squad. और Benzema के भी कोई ऐसा replacement नहीं है. Jovic is injured for a few weeks, and no matter what happens, Zidane will always trust Benzema in that number 9 position. I would expect Hazard, if he goes through unscathed in these 90 minutes against Eibar, I would expect him to start as well. Probably not for the entire game, maybe 60-70 minutes, but it's a big game. Valencia ke khilaf, he will have to play his best 11. So I don't think there'll be too many formation-wise, there won't be too many changes, but there might be some changes in midfield. Fede Valverde, I think, will be a very important player against Eibar, because he's unbelievably good in not just ball possession, but he has this high energy play, and he also allows numerous passing outlets to be created, and he can carry the ball forward as well. Against Valencia is a team that likes to sit back. It likes to absorb pressure and allows the opposition to attack. So उस तरह की lineup के against, we can probably start players like Isco and even Modric for that matter, who can create those little channels in between the two defensive lines, to attack those half spaces. And if you remember, जो हमारी आखिरी game इनके खिलाफ actually जो Super Copa में हुई थी Saudi Arabia में in the semi-final, Zidane played a very interesting lineup. Obviously, it was forced. His hand was forced because Benzema was injured. Jovic and Bale also were not available. So, sorry, Jovic was available. Bale wasn't available. So Zidane actually went in with a 5-man midfield. He went with Casemiro, Modric, Cruz, Valverde, and Isco had this free role. Now, Isco has generally always performed very well when he's been given this free role just behind the striker. Us game mein, if I remember correctly, he had his probably one of his best ever games for Madrid. He scored a goal as well. He had like 80-90 passes in that game. Modric also scored a goal. Cruz scored that goal directly from a corner, if you remember. It's called an Olympic.
Yeah.
So that was a great performance, but Valencia also seemed very lethargic in that game. And that's not something you usually expect from them, especially against Madrid. And Valencia have a very solid team as well. They've got some very exciting forwards. They've got Kevin Romero, Denis Cheryshev, Rodrigo, the young Spanish striker, then Ferran Torres, who is a right winger, an up and coming right winger, very talented right winger. He's got about 4 goals and 4 assists this year. Maxi Gomez is their top scorer with 9 goals. Dani Parejo, their captain, is a free kick specialist. He scored some very heartbreaking goals against Madrid through his free kicks over the past few years. Mangala and Jose Gaya in defense. So it's a very solid team, but it's surprisingly they're in 7th place this year. They've also had their ups and downs with their manager being replaced as well. और उनके भी हमेशा बहुत frequently manager replace होते रहते हैं, just like Madrid. So it's going to be a very, very difficult game, and I think this game against Valencia and उसके बाद जो Sociedad के खिलाफ away game है, these 2 games will go a long way towards determining whether we'll be able to win the league or not.
So what do you think? क्या changes देखना चाहेंगे आप as compared to our draw जो हमने किया था इनके साथ वलेंशिया के साथ? So what should we change this time around?
In terms of formation or in terms
Yeah.
of tactics?
Both actually.
I think, well, in terms of formation, अगर हम देखें उस game में, we were also missing both Marcelo and Mendy. Marcelo was injured, Mendy was suspended. Nacho had to start that game, and that was Nacho's first game back from a knee injury, and he was playing for the first time in almost 3 months. Valverde, Modric, and Cruz were also starting that game because Casemiro was being rested. Casemiro को 4 yellow cards मिल चुके थे, and he was in danger of missing El Clasico if he got a 5th yellow card in this game. So I would expect, obviously, Mendy to start in this game. And obviously, Casemiro would come back into the squad, into the first 11, probably in place of Valverde. And we had Isco, Rodrigo, and Benzema up front in that game. I do not think Isco and Rodrigo will be starting this time. Both did not have a great game in that Liga match at the Mestalla. Benzema was an absolute beast, actually, in that match. He led the team in shots and in key passes, and he also grabbed that critical equalizer. Agar yaad ho, that was the last 9 seconds. Courtois actually came up for the corner. He got the assist. But at the same time, if we end up without a league this season, then that match can be looked at as one of the key matches where we had the chance to pounce on Barcelona slipping up, because Barcelona had drawn against Sociedad in the game previous night. So I would think it would probably be Hazard on the left and either Bale or Asensio starting on the right. So we'll have more pace on the wings this time around. And because Valencia like to keep a very compact defense, we'll have to again need to be very fluid in our movement and look to make those passes into those half spaces between those defensive lines. I think that has to be key, and get Hazard and Benzema into as many goal-scoring opportunities as possible.
And I think things will be much more clear once we are done with the first match कि किसकी क्या performance है, and God forbid कोई injury नहीं होती और क्या starting 11. So that will also determine कि next month हमारी क्या बनेगी La Liga.
Yeah, and I generally enjoy whenever Zidane rolls out a scheme which has more than 3 central midfielders, like he did in that semi-final game. But I don't expect that to happen. But uska fayda ye hota hai ki it actually allows for 2 different things. It allows plenty of outlets for the build-up play for us, and it also provides Madrid the numbers in midfield to counter-press the opposition. And that's what we had as an advantage in that Supercopa match, because Valencia was just completely unable to plug holes. They were unable to escape their own half. So whenever they had the ball, hamara koi na koi midfielder quickly jaake they would win back the possession. So I think that's also going to be something very important, that we retain possession of the ball and look to circulate it quickly and look to get Hazard, Benzema, and whoever plays on the right into as many goal-scoring opportunities, create as many goal-scoring opportunities as possible for them.
Fingers crossed, and I hope कि हम लोग अच्छा start करें and immediately we can take a lead, and let's hope that our rivals slip up. That will be the perfect start.
Any prediction?
I think we should be able to win both matches. I hope that, and my prediction would be कि हम दोनों match जीत जाएंगे. If I had to choose one option,
I think we should definitely win. I'm predicting a 2-0 for that game. Valencia wali game, I think it's going to be very, very, very tight. I'm hoping for a 1-0. And
I think it will go up to 2-1. We are going to win by 1 goal. वो तो मुझे confirm है. But it can be 1-0, 2-1. But it will be a close game for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
बाकी जो है वो transfers वगैरह की भी कुछ हैं खबरें, लेकिन I think उस पे अलग से बात करेंगे. क्योंकि अभी वो भी सिनेरियो आहिस्ता चलेगा, और बाकी सारे फिर हम लोग I think we'll be also be talking about Premier League in the coming shows, क्योंकि अब वहाँ पे Liverpool is just 2 games away from a much awaited title. So let's discuss it in the last program. But I think it's
resuming very soon. I think उनकी भी league next week से resume हो रही है, 1 week after La Liga.
जी, उनकी भी resume हो रही है, and they are going big. वो तो काफी अच्छे preparation कर रहे हैं. And we keep on hearing इतने टेस्ट हो रहे हैं, 1500 टेस्ट उन्होंने किए हैं, उनमें से 5 का पॉजिटिव आया. So इस नंबर को देखते हुए तो फिर things are definitely rolling forward. Even cricket is restarting. सो इट्स गोइंग टू, अगर टेस्ट मैच आप कर रहे हैं 5 दिन का मैच है, सो दे आर इंग्लैंड इज फुली ऑन बोर्ड कि हमने सब कुछ अब लॉन्च करना है. एथलेटिक का भी वहाँ पे बन रहा है सीन. सो थिंग्स आर फाइनली लुकिंग गुड इवन दो कि अभी पेंडेमिक चल रहा है. सो लेट्स सी क्या बनता है.
Fingers crossed. Let's
Fingers
hope for the
crossed.
best.
चलें फिर इंशाल्लाह दोबारा मुलाकात होपफुली दोनों मैचेस के बाद होगी. देन वील एनालाइज के क्या सही हुआ क्या गलत गया और व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट फॉर रियल मैड्रिड एंड अदर टीम्स.